So I looked at my boyfriend and I just like, I can't do it. And then he's like, come on, you got this. And so then he's like, just told me to take a deep breath, just curl around the pillow, and it would be done.
Yeah, we'll golden, baby girl, we'll golden. They're about to see us shine, cause we're golden. They can't ever break us down, cause we're golden. They're about to see us glow, cause we're golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see us shine, cause we're golden. They can't ever break us down, cause we're golden. They're about to see us glow, cause we're golden. Got the devil in your eyes.
Hey guys, so I am finally here to tell my labor and delivery story. So I don't even really know where to start. There's a train. Of course there is a train. But anyways, so in my last video, I talked about being induced. My doctor had said that she wanted to induce me that upcoming Sunday, which was like a week from when I filmed that video. So basically that was like the second plan, because the first plan was just to like do everything naturally, obviously. And then the second plan was to be induced. So after we had that talk about being induced, I had another appointment coming up on like that Tuesday. So I went in for that appointment and they were going to do an ultrasound and like do a growth scan and all of that stuff. So we went in for this appointment and did the ultrasound and noticed that he was still in the breech position, and he had been breech every single ultrasound that we had went to. So my doctor didn't really see him flipping around, and she gave me two options. She was like, so we can either have you come in that day for your induction and we'll give you an epidural that morning and try to manually flip him and then, you know, just go naturally from there, or we can just do a C-section. And she told me the flipping method really, like, I don't know how to explain it. There wasn't a really good chance of him flipping, like, since he was breech. But she said it's up to me. So I said, well, we can just do the C-section, because, you know, that was already like the complete opposite of my plan, and I didn't want to get an epidural. So I was like, well, if I have to get an epidural anyways, might as well just do the C-section and not even do labor. Like, you know what I mean? So I went for the C-section, and I have never had surgery in my life. So I was so scared of doing this, and I had 2 days, because since we were doing the C-section, so since my original day was supposed to be on Sunday night, I would go in on Sunday and have him on Monday. They called in to see if there was like any openings for the OR on that Sunday or that Monday. And of course there wasn't. So we either had to go push it out longer or we had to go sooner. And my doctor decided that we would go sooner and we would just do the Friday right before the Sunday that I was supposed to go in. I hope this is making sense, because I'm like so tired. Having a newborn, you really don't sleep very much. So my brain is gone. But anyways, so we got it scheduled for 7:30 on that Friday, which gave me 2 days to mentally prepare for this, right? And I've never had surgery, like I said, and I'm terrified of getting my body numb. So I was like completely devastated and like spent the whole 2 days crying every day. And just like, I don't know, I wasn't taking it very well at all. And my anxiety was super, super high. So anyways, so that Wednesday and Thursday, I just kind of prepared tried to mentally prepare and just got my bags ready and everything. Which, by the way, I didn't use literally anything in my bag that I took. I took like some outfits, like comfortable outfits and stuff that I thought I would wear. I took a robe, like I took my makeup, I took like everything. And I literally didn't use any of it. The only thing I think I used was like my shower stuff and my toothbrush. And, well, my blanket and my pillow, but that's about it. I didn't wear any of the clothes, I didn't use any makeup, none of that. So, anyways, so that Friday morning, my mom was coming over to pick us up and take us to the hospital. And I barely slept the night before. I think we went to sleep at like 2 in the morning, and like we had to be there at 5:30 because you get there 2 hours before your surgery so that they can like do paperwork, ask you questions, set up your IV, meet the staff, all of that jazz. So we get there at 5:30 and I go into registration, and like this whole kind of like the whole thing is kind of a blur now looking back on it, because my anxiety was so high that it was just kind of like an experience for me because I was so scared. And that's what happens to me when my anxiety gets that high. I just kind of like go out of my body and whatever. So I remember it, but it was like it's very, very vague, which kind of sucks, but hopefully next time if I do this, I won't be so scared and I'll remember more of it, but whatever. But anyways, so we get there, we do the registration and whatever. A labor and delivery nurse comes down to get us and take us up to the room. And it's me, my mom, my boyfriend. So she comes and gets us and we go up to the room. And like my mom and my boyfriend are just like, they're excited. Like I was excited too, but I'm terrified. So they are like chatting away, laughing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just over here like in my own little world, like so scared and just psyching myself out more. Just thinking about it. I just really wanted it to be over, honestly. And I felt like the 2 hours were just like taking forever, but also like going way too fast. So they had me change into the gown and everything. And then the lady was asking me questions about everything and having me sign paperwork. And then she set up my IV. And normally I get my IVs, like, I hope you guys can even see my arm, but I get them like right here in my elbow. Anytime I've ever had an IV, that's where they went. So I was really nervous to get it like here where she did it, which you can still see the scar. I don't know how to show you guys, but it was right here. So that was actually amazing because it kind of hurt to get put in. But once it was in, I didn't feel it at all, and I could move around, and it was just amazing. So yeah, if you're scared of getting your IV anywhere else, just don't be, because it's probably going to be better. But anyways, so where was I? So around like probably 7-ish, they had more of the staff come in to meet me, and like my staff was so sweet. It was like I can't even remember like how many people there were, but everybody was super nice. They were so reassuring, and I was like holding it together pretty well up until this point. And then, they were talking to me, and I realized what time it was, and it was almost time to go in, and I just started bawling. Like there's something in my eyeball. But I just completely lost it, and I just started crying, and I was like, I'm really scared, and all this stuff. And they're just there reassuring me that everything was going to be okay. It was going to be really fast, and all this stuff. So basically, after that, the anesthesiologist, I don't know if that's how you say that, but she came in, and I met her, and she was so sweet. Honestly, she helped me so much because she was just so nice, and she knew how to deal with like my anxiety. I'm sure she's dealt with it a million times, but she was just really nice, and she kind of let me do things at my own pace. She wasn't like forceful or like, you know, come on, we're running out of time or anything like that. But yeah, so she came in, she got me, and then we all walked down to the OR, and my mom couldn't come back because they only let you have one support person. So she left to go run some errands and stuff, and then my boyfriend came back with me. And before we went into the OR, they told him that he would have to like stand by the door while they did my spinal, and then after that he would be able to come over. Well, we get into the OR, and like right before we went into the doors, I felt like I was gonna pass out because I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I don't know. Never had a surgery, and I cannot do this shot like in my back. I really can't. So somehow I walked through the doors, and I get into the room, and I just like started crying because it looks like a room where like you have surgery. And it just scared me. Like, I don't know why. It was so scary to me. But so we get in there, and I sit on the bed, and my boyfriend is like there standing in front of me, and they didn't ever tell him to go anywhere else because I think they saw how bad I was doing, and they were just like, yeah, it's probably best if he just stays right here. So he's like trying to talk to me and like get me to calm down and stuff, and it was not happening. This now, it feels like it went really fast. Honestly, I don't know. When I have anxiety and stuff, my time, like perception or whatever, kind of completely goes out the window. I have a really bad time. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but so I don't really know if it went this slow, but it felt like everything was kind of going super slow, and I was like taking forever to do anything. But basically I was sitting on the bed, and she had given me this pillow, right? Because if you ever had a spinal, you know how this goes. But they give you a pillow, and they tell you to like curl around the pillow, and then just to like, you know, kind of curve your spine so that they can have a better feel for where things are at. And so they give me this pillow, and I'm just like holding it, just sitting there, and I'm like, I look at my boyfriend because I wanted to do it like right then and there. I was like, okay, I'm gonna curl around this pillow, but my body literally would not move, and I'm like, dude, like, we gotta curl around this pillow, like, come on, you know, like I'm two different people, like trying to tell myself, come on, curl around this pillow. So I looked at my boyfriend, and I just like, I can't do it. And then he's like, come on, you got this. And so then he's like, just told me to take a deep breath, just curl around the pillow, and it would be done. And so somehow, I don't know, I managed to curl around this pillow while I'm like crying. Oh wait, before that, she had asked me, she's like, honey, do you want me to give you something to calm you down? Like, I can give you Benadryl so that, you know, you're still here and awake and everything, but it'll just help your nerves a little bit. And I was like, yeah, that works. Because I didn't want to be asleep or anything. I wanted to be there whenever he came out, but I was just so scared. So she gives me some Benadryl, and I don't know if it like had kicked in at that moment or what, but I was able to curl around the pillow, and she was like, okay, so you're gonna feel my fingernail, and it's gonna be sharp or whatever. So I don't know if she just told me that to kind of ease my mind, or if it really was her fingernail or what, but I felt something. And then she gave me the lidocaine shot, because they give you a lidocaine shot first before they actually do the spinal. So she did the lidocaine shot, and I honestly didn't feel it at all. All I felt was her fingernail. And then after that, it was like, she did the lidocaine, and then she was like, okay, so now you're just gonna feel pressure. And I really didn't feel any pressure. I felt a little bit, but like, it wasn't bad at all. So after that, everything just kind of went really fast, because your body starts going numb, like instantly almost. So you start feeling kind of tingly, and then your legs get really heavy and you can't move them. And it's honestly terrible. Terrible for me, because I don't like not being able to move, like, my body. So I don't know, it was just really terrible for me. Like, the second that I couldn't lift my leg up anymore, I like wanted to panic, and I looked at my boyfriend, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like that I can't move. Like, this is really bothering me. And he was just like, I know, like, it's okay. It'll be all right. And he was, like, really awesome. He's always really awesome at talking me down, I guess, from an anxiety attack. Because I can go 0 to 100, like, very quickly. So he does amazing at that. So the whole time he's just, like, talking to me and telling me it's gonna be okay and everything like that. So they get you laid down, and then they put up the little curtain thingy, and it's like literally right here, like right under your boobs, maybe a little bit higher. And so if you have claustrophobia, C-sections really suck because everything is super close to you. You can't move. What are you doing, dude? But everything is super close to you. You can't move. It's just like sucks really bad. But thankfully I didn't have like a failed spinal or anything, so I was completely numb. She asked me if I could feel something. It was like a cold piece of paper or whatever, and I said no because I couldn't. And then after that they started the surgery, and they honestly probably started cutting at like 7:40, and my baby was already out by 7:50. Well, 7:51 was when he came out. So literally 10 minutes, like, because the start of the whole process was at 7:30. That's when they started it. Even with my whole anxiety attack and everything, he was still out by 7:51. So, and then it took about, honestly, once he was out, like, because I was starting to fall asleep, like, I don't know, the Benadryl just really hit me hard, and I was feeling like I was gonna pass out and stuff, so I was in and out that whole time. But as soon as they said that he was out, I just, like, I came to some magical way. I was there again, and I saw him, like, because they have to go clean him, obviously, so they show you real quick, like, as they're passing by, they're like, here's your baby. And then they took him and they cleaned him up over in the corner, and then as soon as they were done, they were like, okay, do you want to hold him? And obviously I'm like, yeah, I want to hold him. So they give him to me, and I could have held him, like, for a while, but I felt like I was gonna pass out, so I told them, like, you guys should probably take him because I feel like I'm gonna pass out and I don't want to drop him. So they took him, and I think my boyfriend held him. I'm really not sure because at this point I felt like I was gonna throw up, so I told my anesthesiologist, because they stand right next to you. They're like the person that, you know, you tell everything to while you're there. If you have any, like, concerns or pain or whatever, that's who you tell. So she was right there, and she's like the whole time asked me if I'm okay and everything. And at this point I was like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And then I was going to throw up, so, because my blood pressure had dropped, so I felt like I was gonna throw up. And she brought over a little bowl, I guess, and a vacuum suction thingy, I don't know, like they use at the dentist. And I threw up, and because of that little vacuum, it's actually, like, really not that bad, because I was like, how the heck am I supposed to throw up on my back? Like, what? So she had the little bowl, and I just kind of turned my head to the side and threw up in the bowl, and then she, you know, used the little vacuum to clean me up and everything. And yeah, but it feels super weird to throw up when you can't feel your body, because you really can't feel anything, so you're, like, dry heaving really slowly, and then, I don't know, it was just really weird. But anyways, so after that they stitched me up, and I was probably in recovery about, like, 8 o'clock, and I still couldn't feel my body, but my upper half was starting to already unnumb, so, like, I could feel, because, like, you're only numb up to, like, right above your boobs, so I could feel, like, mid-stomach, kind of. And yeah, but then the lower half takes a while. Took a couple hours, not anything crazy though. I thought it would take, like, all day, but it didn't. So I was in recovery for quite a while because I'm diabetic, so they had to have the diabetic educator come in and kind of go over everything with me on changing my pump settings and all that stuff. And then they were doing all of his stuff and, like, checking his blood sugar and all of that jazz. So we were in the recovery room for probably a lot longer than most people are. I would say we were in there for like 2 hours. I don't know. But we were in there for quite a while. And then finally we were done and we got to go to the room and ow. So you are kind of stuck in this bed for hours because you can't move. So until your legs are unnumb, you really can't do anything but lay in that bed. And so I just laid there with my baby and hung out and all that stuff. And my mom, once we were in the room, my mom showed up, I don't know, a little while later. I can't remember how long, but she came in, she had flowers and all this stuff. And then her dad, so like my grandpa came, and then my boyfriend was there and all that stuff. So we were there just hanging out with my baby, and yeah, it was all over at that point. And I just kind of was there like, wow, I really did this C-section. Like, some people might not think it's that scary because they've had surgery already or whatever, but for me, I honestly didn't see myself doing it. I was like, I'm gonna get in there and I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I didn't know how I was going to get through this surgery without like just leaving, without like running home and hiding. That's like, I did not see myself going through with it. I like, you don't have a choice, but like my brain was just like, no, we're not getting surgery. Like, we're just not, it's not happening. So after it was all said and done, I felt amazing. I was like, I really did that. Like, I was scared, but I did it through. I still think back, I'm like, wow, I really had a C-section. But I don't know, I might do a video on like my recovery and how it's going and everything, because honestly, I didn't know like that the recovery was going to suck so bad. And I don't even know, like, I've never had surgery, especially in such a place where like you use every single movement you make, like your stomach muscles. Whether you think that you use them every single move you make, you pretty much do. So they cut straight through that, and it's like, for the first week, I'm a week and a half postpartum, so I'm doing better now, but those first few days are literally terrible. Like, if you are on your own, I don't know how you can do it, because you can't get up. Like, you can't even get up on your own without being in pain, and risking opening your incision. So like, if I didn't have help, I don't know how the heck I would have done it. Really don't. But anyways, so that is the whole story of everything that happened. I hope it made sense, because like I said, my brain is like completely gone. So I hope it made sense, and I hope it kind of makes people less scared, because honestly, it wasn't bad. The only part that it was just bad for me, because I'm really claustrophobic and I have a lot of anxiety. And that's why it sucked for me. If you're like a normal person who just has like a normal amount of scared, nerves or whatever, you'll probably be fine and you'll probably enjoy yourself and just be excited that your baby's coming out. But me, I cried through the whole thing pretty much, and I was just, it was not good. But even the nurse later on, like, she came and she had checked on me and she's like, wow, you are doing so much better than you were this morning. And I'm like, yeah, I really am. So now I'm gonna let you guys meet my baby and see him and everything, because he is in here. He's sleeping, so not sure how this is gonna go. He sleeps a lot, so I mean, most newborns do, but he sleeps a lot, so if he doesn't wake up, I'm sorry, but he probably won't. Okay, so here is my little guy. He's kind of upset right now that he has to get woken up. His hair is a little crazy because he has a lot of hair. Hold on, baby. So there he is. He's super tiny. When he was born, he was 6 pounds, 3 ounces. And when he left the hospital, he was 5 pounds, 11 ounces. And he lost quite a bit of weight in the beginning because he was not eating very well and he was pretty jaundiced. So yeah, that was not good, but he's doing much better now. He's gaining weight, he's getting chubby, he's got some rolls on his arms, but he's so tired right now. But yeah, so his name is Armani James, which I've said that before, I think, I don't know. But yeah, he is so sweet. He's really such a calm baby. Like, he's always been super calm even since he came out. Like, he really didn't cry a lot at first, or he really didn't cry at all. He only cries if he's hungry, obviously, or he's upset in some way. Oh my goodness, what's going on? He does these stretches and like makes the funniest noises. I can only describe them as like bird noises. And he'll stick his tongue out sometimes and he just cracks me up. But anyways, yeah, we've had him here with us for about a week and it's just been great. It really sucks going through recovery, like recovery from a C-section and wanting to do so many things with your newborn, but you can't because you can barely move. So that's kind of depressing, but once the healing is all done and everything, it will be so much better. But yeah, it's just been a struggle this past week, but things are finally starting to get better and I'm starting to feel better and all of that jazz. So definitely well worth it. C-sections are not as scary as they sound, and if you're scared of surgery, just know that everything comes to an end. So that's honestly what helped me. I was just like, well, I just focused on the end result. I tried not to focus on the whole entire, middle part. That's why I guess once I got to the hospital, I'm like, wow, I don't know what I'm gonna do now, because I hadn't thought the middle part. I just was kind of like thinking about it being over, right? And you can't just black out and like not be there. So I was like really, really scared. But like I said, it's really not as scary as it seems and everything will be all right. And then you'll have your baby and it'll be all worth it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I hope it made sense, the whole story. And I hope you guys enjoyed meeting my baby, and I hope you all keep watching my videos and like stay tuned for all of the videos that I'm gonna make with him. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.